at your leisure.
Scott Huntsman, I do believe we are in Lost Eden.
This is Lost Eden on Lake Powell. How cool is this?
Oh, great. Welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And I'm Scott Huntsman. And you know, Chad and Tonya had to work. So it's the two of us getting to do this dirty job right now.
I feel so guilty.
No problem here.
No, we are out here recreating with Ray Goldman from Ticaboo Lodge. And I'm telling you, we're at Bullfrog. We launched at Bullfrog. People are saying, hey, don't go. There's not enough water. That's not true.
Baloney. Beautiful new ramp.
Yeah.
All the way down into the water. No problem launching the boat. I mean, absolutely none. This is just like going to Powell the way it's always been.
We're like in 60 to 80 feet of water right now.
Yes, fish jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Just jumped over your side there. Hey, it's Lake Powell. You can't beat it.
No, it really is. It's fabulous. And I think if you're reading reviews and you're hearing all this negativity, don't listen to it. Because honestly, we're checking this out to see if it's the real McCoy. And this is fabulous. And there's nobody here.
Nobody here. And we're still in 80 feet of water right now. I mean, it's absolutely not a problem that way.
Yes, it's fabulous. Yeah. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually go talk to Ray Golden so he can tell us what is actually going on with the lake right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
North Lake Powell, Marina, and Ticaboo Lodge, we just recently invested into some really nice boats. And the reason that we went for a whole new fleet this year is because we feel that Lake Powell is now starting to reveal some secrets. It's not like it was, 30 years ago. Everybody's been kind of hesitant about the low water. But to see some of the sights that you're going to see today is going to be quite special for anybody that wants to come down and give it a try. It literally is a new lake. Launching at North Lake Powell now is actually a little easier because of the less traffic that you find here. It was probably one of the easiest launches that I've done here in the 5 years I've been here. The people in the boating, the people that are into boating, when their boat would break down and they would come up for repairs and they'd have 2 or 3 days to wait on parts, they would say, is there something else we can do while we're waiting? At North Lake Powell, we've really invested a lot of time and energy into stabilizing and building an off-road market. So we're really becoming a full season resort area right now. It used to just be, when I first got here in 2016, it was nothing but boating from Memorial Day to Labor Day, but now we're year round. The water's green, the water's blue, it's very clear. There's very little boat traffic because everybody thinks it's low water. So right now is the time to come and explore. If you're into exploring, now's the time.
Hey, you know what? This Yamaha boat is really cool. And the lake is wonderful today.
Really, we are just having a ball out here. And all that new equipment, all the boats, and he's got the razors, and he's got the beautiful little jet skis that we're going to be getting on here in a minute.
Yes, I hope so.
Really, this is definitely the place.
Oh, man.
I don't think Brigham Young has anything on this stuff. Because this is the place, for sure. Anyway, hang on, because we're going to head off to our where to.
The Greenbelt in Boise, Idaho is a 25-mile-long walking and biking path which connects countless parks, sports fields, and points of interest along the Boise River. Developments like this can be found in almost any city, but the most unique feature isn't along its banks. It's within the river itself.
This is phase 1 of the Boise Whitewater Park. It went up in 2012. It actually replaced the low head dam situation here, which got dangerous at high flows, and it is there meant to push water down an irrigation canal. When this park was implemented, it actually solved that problem. We can bypass water in a low hazard format downriver for people to come through in or surf or kayak on. So not only do we meet the irrigation canal demand, but we're able to play on all the water that's left over. So it's great.
I tried surfing in the ocean a couple times on vacation, and I was like, this is so fun. It's dumb that this exists in Boise and I don't do it there. So when I came back, I got a wetsuit and tried it out. And it's just a fun way to get outside, cool off in the summer, hang out with your friends, get a little exercise. On a regular wave, I can get on it pretty reliably. This particular wave is definitely a different challenge.
This is actually a very unique flow. This is 3,000 CFS, cubic feet per second of water. And only at this flow of 3,000 do both of the waves operate simultaneously. So it's very cool that we have two options for people, totally different waves.
You can kind of be having a bad day, and then you can go 5 minutes down the road and like surf with all your friends in the sunshine and just try to have a bad day after that. It's great.
I love the aspect that it's kind of like a skate park in the water. It's so easy, so accessible. It's right on the path here. It feels like you're on like a little mini ramp with your friends when it's 110 degrees out. No better place to be than in the river.
Communities are developing once polluted and inaccessible portions of their riverfronts into vibrant parks with businesses, housing, and recreation opportunities. Boise was ahead of the curve when they built this. The adjustable nature of this whitewater park allows waves to be shaped regardless of the water flow.
There is about 6 big pneumatic bladders that water's flowing over. We have each one set to the specific pressure in order to make it form this wave the way that we want it. And 1/10 of 1 pound of pressure in one of those bladders will completely change the shape of the wave. So it actually gets quite intuitive and complex, which we just like even more about it. We can really kind of nerd out on this stuff. And then when you get to go surf it and really kind of test it, see what needs to be tuned, and then it's kind of an ongoing process all the time. It's malleable as the riverbed itself. With our big range that we can make waves with here, we're pretty lucky, and most of the year we have a wave.
I love the challenge of it. It's certainly humbling and challenging.
We love to kayak, and so that's been our main way of recreating on rivers. And then we were excited to learn how to surf. So we've been dabbling in both.
I've seen nothing but a collaborative effort. We've landed on a situation where we have a schedule and we change it at noon every day so that we make it more of a wave hole, which is preferred by boaters. And then we have the green wave, we call it, where there's not much foam or pile on it. And that's what's a little bit better for stand-up surfing. With the adjustability and being able to do that, there's always a wave for everyone. We've been able to serve the masses.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Katy Yardley, and this is my husband, Mark. Welcome to our kitchen. Today we are going to be cooking Yardley Steakburger Soup. This is an amazing dish, super easy, and it's actually one of those, if you need to clean some veggies out of your fridge, it's perfect for that. So come on, let's start cooking. Start with 2 pounds Yardley Steakburger. There, I'm gonna let you help with the dishes, honey. Now with this one, you actually want to break it up into bigger chunks. You don't want too small of bites. As always, we season our meat. A little salt, a little pepper. All right, this is looking nice. Now it doesn't have to be completely browned before you add your onions, carrots, and celery. So if you want to hand me the bowl of already chopped up veggies, and they just can all go in at the same time. You want to let these cook for probably about another 5 minutes, and then we'll start adding the rest of the ingredients. Now we just want to do basic little, we'll throw in our Worcestershire right now, probably about 7 or 8 shakes. Not an excessive amount. And then we want to use the, it's like a beef bouillon paste. I don't know if you guys have used it before. You can find it in any grocery store. Even Costco has it. But it's like a big paste, but it adds, it's not salty like the bouillon cubes. It just adds a nice beef base to it. It's wonderful. All right, honey, you want to pass me the potatoes, please?
Sure, I'd love to.
Honey, there's no cheese in this
Where
dish.
the heck did that come from?
No cheese in this dish. I know it's not normal, but there is no cheese.
Doggone it, I tried.
All right, so once you get your potatoes in, just kind of stir them up a little bit. And then this is where it gets really easy. Your tomatoes.
Well, that's looking good.
Doesn't that look amazing
delicious.
already? All right.
This one of my favorite soups of all time. I'd almost call it a stew more than a soup.
Well, and that just depends on how much broth you put in, or if you want to put something to thicken it up a little. You thicken this up just a little bit, and it's definitely a great stew. But I did add my 3 bay leaves, after my tomatoes and just want to stir those up.
Let's do the corn.
So the 1 can of corn and then 32-ounce beef broth. Perfect. I'm going to put the lid on it and we'll see in about 30 minutes. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
That smells so delicious.
Hey, what happened to all the cheese over there?
You think I could have a little?
You know what? He's gonna get cheeseburger soup. There you go, honey. All right, honey, you wanna take a little bite? You know, be careful, it's very hot. That is absolutely delicious. So easy. You can use any vegetables you have in your refrigerator that you need to get rid of and use up. You can use parsnips. You can use cabbage. You can use green beans. Throw whatever you want in, make it your own. But you know what? I really hope you guys try this recipe.
Great job.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Delicious as always.
We'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Scott and I just jumped off those wave runners, and was that a kick in the pants?
That is just nothing but a blast. I love wave runners. I love jet skis. Those Kawasaki's have some power.
Oh my gosh, for rentals?
I know.
Things, brand new, so much fun.
Oh man, I'm telling you. And I think they just barely got broke in.
Yeah, I think you broke them in.
I probably broke it in, but I didn't break it, I promise. But man, those things scoot on the water. They're so much fun. I forgot how much fun it is to be on a jet ski.
No, really, when you're out on the water, and we saw those wonderful kayakers out here,
yes.
You can do anything you want. I mean, it doesn't matter what level you're at, you can enjoy this lake.
Yeah, it's a great place. And you know, I don't care what they've said about this.
Right.
The water level is great. You know, it's low, but there's still plenty. The lake is big.
Yeah.
We've seen everybody here. I mean, it's just a great time. I think what we ought to do is we ought to talk to some of the people that we've run into, and there's a lot of really good people here.
Oh yeah, we ran into some wonderful folks, so check this out.
Check it out.
This area is beautiful. It makes you slow down, and then it makes you really appreciate the small things in life. Instead of like coming from the big city and then just out here in the middle of nowhere. It is different, it's some getting used to, but I really love it. In the summer I went to Ticaboo, and honestly that was the best move of my life, going to Ticaboo. They treat me nice, friendly, everybody's appreciative, and it's the best move ever.
Well, I mean, I love Lake Powell and came down and was glad to run into people that I know and see what's going on down here. I came down to see the lake levels and just kind of check out what's happening on the lake. Well, it sure makes it nice to come down here when there's not lots of crowds, and I mean, there's plenty of water, and yeah, actually seeing things that you haven't seen. I mean, I grew up coming down to Lake Powell, and stuff I haven't seen for 40 years here. And so coming to Lake Powell with the water low is really exciting to see some of the stuff that you haven't seen for a long time, and the fact that there's not a lot of crowds. It's paradise. I'm excited about a coalition that's formed between the 4 counties, San Juan, Cane, Wayne, and Garfield counties, to pay a little bit more attention to Lake Powell, to study the economic impacts, the recreation opportunities, the lake levels themselves. From that, we gain a greater appreciation for what this lake means, not just in terms of water and hydroelectricity, but in terms of recreation and just lifestyle and enjoyment.
You know what? Isn't it amazing the people you meet on the lake?
I know. How coincidental,
I
right?
know.
But how about this?
This?
Look at this. This natural bridge, first time it's exposed in over 60 years.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Going right under it. I mean, this is fantastic.
But really, when Ray was saying, you know, it's a new lake, it's a brand new view when you come out here because the water is lower and it's spectacular.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going under that. We're going up the river even farther. While we're doing that, you guys go check out this week's Along the Way.
The term first responder can mean many things. Firefighters, EMS, dispatch, and other occupations all share the burden that they may deal with traumatic situations on a day-to-day basis. The stresses of this type of work for weeks, months, and years on end take a mental toll on the people who choose to do these important public services. But for those who put the lives of others at the forefront of their mind, asking for help with their own mental health can prove to be a colossal challenge.
I've spent the last 23 years in public safety as a first responder, working in various roles as a firefighter, a Department of Defense tactical medic, and most recently as a flight critical care medic. I struggle from what we call CPTSD. I have depression, I have high stress, high functioning anxiety, and I had a mental breakdown in January of 2021 where I tried to commit suicide. And through that journey, I learned how broken our system is to take care of first responders, EMS, dispatchers, correctional officers, law enforcement even. There's just not that resource out there. I had this idea that if I ever got really bad mentally as a first responder, there's gonna be something that's gonna help me out. And really, what I found afterwards is there's not good resources, there's not good research. And we struggle as first responders who, we're the ones helping other people. We're the ones that go out and care. Like, we're not supposed to be the ones that ask for help. And so when we ask for help, it really, truly is maybe the only time that that first responder will ask for help before they end their life. There was a need, and instead of just sitting here, I decided, hey, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna make a solution to help other first responders so they hopefully don't have to go through the same experience that I did.
You don't always have time to appreciate the small things in life. Mental health is a huge issue which we don't acknowledge generally, but being a first responder, you have it ingrained in you that you need to be at the front line all of the time. You're always thinking of other people and you often overlook yourself. It brings a lot of normalization to the conversations which you wouldn't normally have. Something like this retreat is just a great experience, just to have a good conversation with somebody who cares. Acknowledging how it is that you feel outside of your normal day-to-day environment, your work environment. You can get lost in the weeds and not really appreciate and acknowledge that you're full tilt all the time.
What we do at Mind the Front Line is a first responder outdoor retreat, so to speak, for individuals that might be kind of going through some challenges in their own life. They get to enjoy the outdoors, the beauty of everything that you see around us. But at the same time, we get to work with them and have really good, meaningful conversation just about life, about maybe some of their struggles. And they get to share that one-on-one with a fellow first responder who has actually walked that line and understands what they're going through.
This sort of retreat was built around me, really. What do I like? What do I want to do? What's going to be good for me? I didn't really know, to be honest, because I don't really focus that much time on myself. So when you're asked that question, it's hard to answer it sometimes. I was a little apprehensive at first, but a few days later, I feel carefree for the first time in a long time. For 9 months, I've been full tilt without even knowing it.
Peer support programs and retreats like these are a powerful way to make a tangible impact in someone's life. But Mind the Front Line aims to be much more than that.
We have a crisis intervention program that we're establishing right now because getting to a therapist is extremely important. After a crisis event or a moral injury is what we call it, we can normalize the conversation to talk about our feelings. If I take care of myself first, guess what? I'm a better dad, I'm a better husband, I'm a better worker, I'm a better employee, I'm a better employer, and a better leader altogether. But I have to start with me. And it's important for first responders and the general public to know that.
It's been a great experience for me personally. Chris has been a big help for me this weekend just to set a small goal. What do you want for next week? What do you want for the next month? What do you want to change that's going to better yourself? My biggest takeaway really is just to be more present. Have more time for my family. Don't just get lost in the work environment. If you look after the small things, the big things will eventually fall into place.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are out here in Lake Powell, in the most magnificent area on earth. And Ray, we have been so many places. Where was most of where we were today? Because you've taken us so many places.
Well, we launched at Bullfrog and we came all the way down to the Escalon Arm, up 50 Mile Canyon to Gregory Natural Bridge. which is the first time it's been exposed in over 60 years. So if you're interested in seeing it, you need to come now, because at high water you won't see it.
Absolutely beautiful, and it was incredible. Well, I'll tell you what, that was incredible. You guys check out next week's show.
Next week, we're back in my favorite place as Tonya and I are at the Easter Jeep Safari in Moab, Utah to show you another great Jeep run. Then Reese and Marianne Stein are showing off another great European getaway as they are taking us to a melting pot of different cultural experiences in Bulgaria. Finally, we're getting an in-depth look at a new line of dirt bikes that's been put to the test at the Dakar Rally. Now it's our turn to check out these machines on some local trails.
Well, next week's show looks great.
Yes, it does.
But not as great as today.
No, you know what? Today is beautiful, and I don't care what anybody says. The water here in Lake Powell is just fine.
Yep.
And we've proven that today, because this lake is open, and it is open for business, and it is as beautiful as ever. And you can see anything you want to see, including some hidden gems that you haven't seen either in a long time or before.
Exactly, and we want to give a big shout out to Ray, Captain Ray from Ticaboo Lodge.
Indeed.
These class act, great, unbelievably quality stuff that they got out here. That all the rentals are brand new. So if you want to come out, now's the time, so they don't get beat up.
We broke them all in, so they're working very well. And you know, with that in mind, remember that there is adventure around every bend.
Right, I know, like look at all of our bends. You gotta get out there and create your own adventure.
Oh, yeah. At your leisure.